Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly editor-in-chief today, because today we're carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing... so this is our... I should say, it's an ongoing campaign. We have switched games up. So we are currently playing Hero Games' Outstanding Champions 6th edition, the 6th edition of the Hero system, designed to play with superheroes, and we are using that to return to our heroes from our Savage Supers campaign, the Guard, Canada's premier super team. And with me today are the stars of our Guard campaign. We're still in the kind of danger room or training session thing. Today's session is going to carry over from our last issue, which was another issue 0, just to get us familiar with these versions of the characters and the rules for Hero. Stars for today include, first up is Will.
Hi, I'm Will. I'm playing Cygnus, the Dark Star of the North.
Very nice. Now, Will, I have you, your camera is frozen for me.
It's frozen for me too. So
okay. I'll let you refresh on that. Next up is John.
Hey everyone, I am John, and I wish I had the issue. I can't even see anybody, Kev.
Oh, geez.
I'm playing Warlock, the want-to-be Sorcerer Supreme who's made a few shady deals.
And last but certainly not least is Robert.
Hi, I'm Robert. I'm playing Bouclier. Basically, you hit him, he gets big. And he doesn't necessarily get angry. He gets more like a smartass. But
very nice. All right, guys. So I'm going to bring us back to our battle mat. And let's see here. Go. And I left our initiative tracker as is. I'm going to zoom out to about 50 on this. All right, so Bouclier is big, but he is bound as well. Binder. So the 4 villains you face are members of the Ultimates. And these are sort of classic... not sort of classic. These are very classic Champions villains. These have appeared since the first Enemies book that came out in like 1982 or 3. Oh. Yeah, featured these characters. So they are Binder, Black Star, Cyclone. Cyclone was not part of the original Ultimates. I actually don't know when I think he joined in 5th edition, possibly. I have to take a look at my champions, or Conquerors, Killers, and Crooks. And then finally, Slick. Slick, Black Star, and Binder are definitely originals. Those are old school characters. But next up is Slick, who you may remember having zipped around the building. He seemed to disappear. As a reminder, the way we're going to do each turn for you is you're going to decide what you want to do for the round, pick your powers, spend your endurance, assign your combat skill levels, and then take your turn. So, and remember, your token will not track back to your character sheet. If you need to make specific adjustments for your body, your stun, your endurance, beyond just the regular spending of powers, you need to make that modification on the character sheets, and then it'll track back to the token. All right, so Slick, let me get my villains open here. There we go. All right, so Slick is gonna... Ooh. I think anyone's on the ground right now. Warlock, are you on the roof?
I am, I think, 15 feet above the roof.
Okay.
I'm on the ground.
Saw him disappear. I was like, I don't want to be anywhere near where that speedster can get me.
Yeah. Okay.
Also invisible.
So I think you'll just...
King of superheroes, that won't last very long.
Let's see here. All right, so he's going to, I think, start making his way around over here. Which I should take a look and see how far I can. Superhero movement is just, boy, oh boy.
Redonkulous?
Yeah, it's really, it's crazy how far they can move. Especially these high speed guys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's going to zip to the edge here. I'll put him back on the right layer so you can see him, and he's going to activate. Ooh. In the comic version of this, I think what we would see is that there is a slight shimmer around the edge of his body as he moves. He's kind of slides around the corner, and seeing Bouclier, bound in binder's glue, he hits the ground, and there is a spreading of this shimmering field across the ground. And Bouclier, it's like, your feet are buttered and you're standing on Teflon now.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to suffer a penalty to all dex-based checks and dex-based skill rolls. You're not falling down yet, but it's going to be pretty easy for you to do so. All right, then it is Cygnus' turn. Cygnus?
Let's see. I'm trying to see where everybody is. Let's back out a little bit more, see if I can find the bad guys. Yeah, they're still down there. So let's move. Yeah, he's going to fly.
Okay.
There. I believe that is correct.
Okay.
And I think that's his.
Yeah, it's a full round move. 30 is your full
Yeah, that's
round.
his full move.
Okay, so you're zipping in closer. It is Cyclone's turn now. All right. He, seeing a fellow armored fighter coming in. Do you remember to spend your endurance for flight 2?
Uh-huh.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
I was making sure I didn't have anything else checked. Odd.
Perfect. Yeah, because that's right, because you're multi-power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he is gonna.
Yep, deducted it from the right place.
I think what he's going to do is he's got +6 versus range. Let's see here. All right. What is 32 meters, guys?
I think that's a plus.
No, -4.
-4. Okay, so he's got telescopic lenses that offset that. What is your DCV right now, Cygnus?
Hold on a second. I'll tell you. I have a DCV of 12.
12 right now, okay?
Yes, right now, sir.
Okay. Where are your combat skill levels? Because you didn't make an attack.
Do you not just have those for defense when you're not doing offense?
No, but you need to be
sorry.
using an attack that matches with what those combat skill levels are.
Then it's a 9.
That's a 9. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, sorry, my bad.
That's okay. You're. Oh yeah. Boy, so. Oh yeah, because you didn't attack. Yeah. Okay. So what you could do is you could go on the defense if you want. You could abort your next action to dodge, which would make it harder for him to hit you, but you lose your next action then. Yeah.
I'm going to roll with this because I've got my shield up. I want to see how hard he hits.
Okay. You mean your multi-power shield?
Yeah, the gravitic shield.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay, great. Yep. Okay, so he's going to try and get you. All right, he's a 9 or less to get you. Misses. Fires a pulse at you, and that unfortunately misses, but you can see the street light behind you is just smashed by the concussive force of his shot. Warlock, you're up. What are you doing?
Alrighty. Choosing my stuff. Meters 6. Yeah. That off. That off. And that on. Okay. So Warlock settles to the ground as he flickers into visibility and does a half move.
Okay. Hold on, you were
And-
15 feet above the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So you're using half your flights?
Yeah, half the flight. Let me pay endurance. Core. Oh yeah, moved up there. Okay.
Because 15 feet is 5 meters.
Oh, sorry. That's 3 hexes. Yeah, it's 3 hexes up. So
You're 3 hexes up. Okay, so then you were 6 meters up.
then my flight is half, so 12. So 12 is my half flight.
Okay. Okay.
I'm a little rusty.
That's okay.
Okay. And that puts me within range 22.
So the two guys are Binder and Cyclone are flying, and they're at different heights, and Black Star's on the ground.
Okay. Are they within 4 meters of each other?
They are not.
Okay. Then I'm guessing I'm targeting Cyclone.
Okay.
Oh no, Black Star. Black Star. He's the one that looks like he could be more dangerous if he gets in melee combat.
Okay.
Okay, so make sure all my things are assigned. And I'm going to be using Befuddling Bolt.
Okay.
Distance is there. Okay.
So that hits a DMCV, right?
Yeah, it's magic.
Okay. Magic is just a descriptor. If it's a mental power, then it's
Mental power.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So solid hit. 22. Unfortunately, it's not enough to stun him. But he reels from your befuddling bolt. Why don't you tell us what your befuddling bolt looks like, too?
So he lands and shimmers into existence as invisibility fades, and then it's like a mental, like the viewer would see from like a pulled back perspective, mental lines of energy rippling from his body and then blasting through the air, and then it just pinpricks into his head, and then it just rattles him on the inside.
Oh, nice. Bouclier.
Yeah.
You are
Okay. So
bound.
what can I do to become unbound?
You
within the
can
game?
try and
Break free.
let's see.
Yes, but what does that involve?
So that requires you doing damage to the binding effect.
Okay.
So you're currently bound with 7.
Yeah.
So
I can do the big payback on that.
you cannot, because you're. Let me just double check here. I think you may only be able to use your strength against it because.
Sure. That makes sense.
Let's see here. But let's double check.
Yep.
Here we go. Binding. Here we go. Here we go. That's barrier.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm looking at entangle.
Yep.
Wrong power, Madison. Let's see. Strain. And enhance senses. Extra dimensional teleport. We're getting there. And
I didn't know it could extra dimensional teleport. Cool.
okay, so you are restrained, giving you a DCV of 0. Completely immobilizes you, makes you impossible to move or use any movement powers. You generally can't ignore the entangle and, for instance, attack an enemy with a power. In most cases, entangled characters must escape the entangle before you do so, which means...
Is that just a strength check?
Yes, you can just do what you can do is roll a number of d6 equal to your strength, and you could push your strength by spending 10 extra endurance.
Okay.
That'll give you a 2.
Sorry, a number of dice equal to my strength, but my strength is 45.
Strength
seems like
45,
a
which would be 9d6.
Okay, 96. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
And
Okay.
then if you want to push the strength, you could add 40... take 10 extra endurance, And I think it's on the first page is where there's the like pay strength endurance.
Pay strength endurance. Let me see. Is that going to be under?
It's right underneath where your characteristics are. There's that little
under
box
my vital information.
where your like presence attack was. There's a button.
Oh, hold on. Presence attack. That's on the main. That's on the core page.
Correct.
Or combat
Yeah,
page.
core
Okay.
page.
Yeah, vital information.
Sorry, I'm having issues. You said presence attack is there. Yep.
I think it's right.
Oh, so I just wait.
Yeah. Where it says strength endurance cost, there's a number. You can click that
Oh,
to expend it.
Okay, sure.
You can use big payback.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as it's an attack power that you have to pay endurance for, that does potentially causes body damage, you can use that instead. So if you want to do that instead, you can do that.
Okay, great.
So then select those powers, pay your endurance. Remember, you have to pay endurance for growth each round too.
Yep. Sorry, I
Each
hit
phase.
that a couple times because I didn't see the result, so I should be at 56. Powers are big payback. Can I ever uncheck faster than he looks, or is that like an integral power that just is
That
always
one doesn't
on?
cost any endurance, so you can just leave it on.
It does cost 1.
Oh, then that'll be your... If you're not moving, you can take that one off.
Okay, got it. Okay. Alrighty then. Yeah, I thought that was like integral. So now I just roll 11d6.
What? Spend your endurance.
Okay. Sorry,
There's
there's
that
pay
button with the-
endurance. There we go. Yep, got it.
Okay, perfect.
And then roll. What am I rolling now? 11 plus.
Well, if you're doing big payback, you can just click on that power.
Okay. So it's everything, including the. Okay, got it. Big payback. Sorry, I am very, very.
There you go. Okay. 9 body, and the toughness of this is 4. All right, so you are bound. You're still like struggling against this stuff. Oh, why don't you tell us what big payback looks like? That was your sort of unleashing power kind of stuff, right?
Okay, but just making sure. So I did spend my. I also spent my. I did the one thing that you suggested that used up 4 more endurance. That's a strength endurance cost.
Oh, that's
Would
not.
that have...
You can add 4 endurance back because you did not need that if you're using big payback.
Oh, got it. Okay, got it. So, all right. So anyway, he. At least I guess when he's bound like that, I mean, normally it's just, hammer blows. But here it's more like he internalizes the energy and he's like, it's almost like he tries to do a quick, it's not a permanent thing, but it's like a quick expansion of his body, basically. And so you kind of see all of his muscles bulge bigger and he's straining against the bonds on him. So. You hear them creaking. Maybe one has a couple of threads on it now, but it holds.
Okay. Then it is Binder's turn.
Yep.
Okay. He. Sees Warlock appear and hears his buddy Blackstar getting hurt, so he turns his he held aloft right now by his jetpack. He says over his loudspeaker, "That's enough out of you, buddy." And he's going to shift his over here. And he fires an area effect entangle on you.
Lovely.
So you are. Let me make my roll. Yeah, no problem. You are currently bound.
Is there a way to try to dodge out of the way?
Not an area effect one. Oh, counts normal body. All right. Okay. So let's roll this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it is Warlock is bound. Sorry, the Warlock entangle. 2, 3, 4, 5 body.
Okay. Just means I can't move, right?
All you can do is try and escape at this point, unless you've got some kind of movement power that would allow you to vanish and reappear. Black Star's turn. And it's like a resin kind of thing that comes out of and sprays all over. In this case, it's he's changed it so it's a blob that hit and covered that whole area, kind of like rooting you to the roof. All right, then. Black Star is going to start moving. 2, 3, 6. So he is racing towards Bouclier. And Bouclier, as he's running towards you, you may remember last turn you saw him move transparent through the wall of the store they're robbing, or the bank, or whatever it is. But now, as he's running towards you, you can see there are first small little cracks, and then there are deeper footprints, and then there are full deformations of the ground. He seems to be getting heavier as he's running towards you.
Kindred spirit.
Exactly. It's an inadvertent thing that I think the Ultimates work out to be a pretty fucking cool counterpart to you guys.
Yep.
All right, so then it is Slick's turn. And he's actually going to zip back. He's going to maintain the power. Is that what he's going to do? Actually, really, he's doing fuck all with that. So he's going to race back over here and grab the loot because he wants to get away. Cygnus, you're up next.
Alrighty. So let's see here. So this is the one that's charging.
Oh, forgive me. Actually,
right now.
I think Cyclone's supposed to go before you because he's got a higher. I forgot to put the dex in for these guys. Let me double check here. What's your dex?
Oh God, hold on.
His is 25.
My dex is 25.
Oh. And what's your speed?
Speed.
What's your intelligence? His is 18.
My intelligence is 16.
16. Okay, so he'll go first then. Let me just make sure I've got that. Right. So what was your speed, Cygnus?
Speed 6.
6. Okay, yeah, you guys are both same speed.
Yeah, I go every other phase.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got that right. Yeah, I forgot to put the dex score in for these guys. All right, so then he is going to...
Man, the entangled power is so cool.
What's that?
I'm reading the entangled power. I'm like, this is so cool.
It's a really neat... And like the Ultimates have always been like... Well, many of them have like varieties of entangle to try and slow people down so Black Star can get up and just hit them.
I'm over here considering, hey, Warlock needs to make a new deal. That's a pretty cool ability.
All right, then it is... all right, so Cygnus, what is Cyclone going to do here? The thing with them, they're a smart... Yeah, I think he's going to shoot Bouclier because he's on that frictionless surface right now, and if he gets knocked back, it's going to be bonkers. So currently he's got you. Let's see, I've got it on your character sheet here. I thought I did. Here we go. Yes, okay, so +2 OCV to hit you. So seeing that you were trickier to hit, Binder maybe says, yeah, quit shooting at him, take the big guy down. So he turns the kind of cannons on his gauntlets, cycle through, and then he's going to try and get you. Buklia, what's your current DCV?
My current DCV.
And make sure to set it at 0 because you're entangled. Never mind. I know what it is. All right. So that is a hit. So Buklia, you're going to take. And remember, you have your absorption. This is physical damage. Absorbs 25 body.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's 56 stun.
Okay.
What is your current normal PD?
My current normal PD is 36.
36. Okay, so you're going to take 20 stuns. That'll be your. Remember, adjust that on your character sheet, not on your token.
Okay. 20 stun, and that goes to. Yep, there we go.
Okay. Then your. That is not higher than your constitution, so you're not stunned. So that's good.
Okay.
And then the body damage there is. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof, and 1. So 4. That is 16 body.
Okay.
Hey.
Ow, down to 2.
No, you don't take that as damage. Remember, you've got 20.
Oh, that's right. That's my absorption. Okay.
And that goes directly into your growth. So you were keeping track of how many points of body you've taken, right? Because it goes down by 1. What's your total of body you've taken with your absorption so far?
Actually, that sheet is. That piece is not, unfortunately, in front of my computer at the moment.
Okay. So let's say you've taken 12 before, because that would have been most of these guys have an attack of around 12.
Okay, sounds good.
That means
so take 16, so I'm up to 28.
Correct.
Okay.
I have.
Yeah.
Entangle says the entangle effect takes body damage first, and then
John,
the character. Sorry.
I know how to play the game.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm just going to do that, so please don't hop in with stuff. The damage does damage the entangle, which is exactly what I was going to say, John. So that's okay. I know you're being eager and just trying to help, but I don't need that. But thank you. All right, so that is a hit. It does shatter the remains of the entangle, so you're no longer entangled. However, I need you to give us a. Let me roll 2d. Oh, yeah, 2d6. You've got minus. 15 from your dense form to knock back, and your size adds another minus 6.
Okay.
So you got minus 20. So let me roll. This is double knockback. I did 15 body. 15 or 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 16 body. Minus 5 is 11. So it's 22 meters, double to 44. Minus 21. So in spite of all of this stuff, because of the slickness and because of it's a concussive sort of pushback, you're actually knocked back a total of about 20. So that's 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You go sliding back. About 20 meters, but you are free from his glue now.
And if I have 28 body damage,
well, you don't take that, remember, because your absorption acts as.
That's the absorption. But sorry, I absorbed 28, so that puts me up to the next level.
If yes, once you've got 25. No, you need to hit 50 to hit the next one.
Okay,
25. Yeah, you've got a. Or hold on. Well, how many levels do you have active right now? Let's see.
I had 1 level.
Okay, so Yeah, because Living Mountain is your free one that triggers as soon as you get it. Yes, you can activate Titan form now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
He kind of, as he's sliding across, he feels himself getting bigger, and he just bellows out, "Thank you."
All right. Then, and I think that, they Cyclone looks at Binder. They realize they did not make the situation better. Cygnus, what are you doing?
That's a good question. I think what I will do is I'm going to turn off my shield, and I'm going to turn my gravitic shock on, and I'm going to target. That's Black Star, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to target him with gravitic shock.
Nice.
Let me go and assign my combat stuff. OCV. Yeah, because I want to hit him.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that. That'll be safe. Yeah. And then pay endurance. Let me make sure it does right.
And then set your combat levels.
It is. Kevin, you remember I used to have to manually go in and change the reactor, the reserve power where my endurance was coming from?
Yeah.
I don't have to do it anymore.
Oh,
It's
no.
automatically
Yeah,
done.
we've set it up so that it's drawing from that property. Remember, there's a typo I put in what I named your thing. Yeah, like if you set it properly, so you describe the endurance battery, it'll automatically pick up from there. It's just I was a dumbass and set it as one thing and then change it. So that was my fault.
8 is no modifier.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and we'll see. Click on the power, right?
Yeah. Okay, DCV 15. That is a solid hit. All right, and your gravitic shock. That's the no normal defense one, I think, right?
Yeah, it's a 66 attack versus alternate defense power.
Nice. Okay, so then that is. Let's see here. Let's see what the defense is.
Oh, that was a horrible 66 roll.
Oh, so you need to have power defense in order to defend against it.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy does not.
I didn't know with his powers if he would be able to resist something.
That's the thing.
Like that.
That's the thing I really love about the whole no normal defense thing, is that like it's a cool way to be where you're actually the narrative is determining whether or not something's going to apply. But in this case, I think it sort of he's not more vulnerable to it, but because his whole thing is shifting up and down, when someone else is screwing around with that, it's like, someone else screwing around with the volume levels on your radio. And that is a solid hit. So that's 12 stun.
Yeah. Didn't get as much.
Yeah, and because it's normal defense, typically they don't do body unless you spend extra for body, and I don't think I bought it with body for yours, so I can turn that off afterwards, but look at this. Oh, that's two things. Yeah, and that is smart tactics from both you guys, from Warlock and Cygnus, to target the brick with stuff that doesn't that goes right through normal defenses. So
yeah, it goes through, bypasses normal defense. Yeah,
exactly. All right, Warlock.
Speaking of spell abilities, I use sorceries for pretty much everything. Do I have to make gestures in order to do this? Because Entangled will lock that down.
No. If you have an attack power, unless it... so, narratively speaking, yeah, your character does that kind of stuff. There is a specific limitation you can add to a power called gestures. Mm-hmm. And if you have that, then you do need to move your hands for that. Rules is written, if you have an attack, you can use it on the entangle. Okay. Yeah, so... but things like, like no normal defense, it needs to do body damage, so mental blast won't help you with that.
Yeah, so that's the thing. My Hellfire Blast will hurt me as well.
Yes. So then when you're determining what powers you want to maintain for this round,
Yeah.
I'm going to guess shield is probably one of those if you're going to try and Hellfire Blast yourself out.
Yes. That was the intention.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's go ahead and pay endurance.
Okay.
And let's dump everything in. I'm going to keep my DCV up because I might need it. And that's good. Paid endurance, sign of things, powers. Okay. So yeah, we're going to try to blast myself free of this entangle.
Okay, that is 9 body. And it has the glue blob has 6, so that reduces it by 3. So you're currently still entangled 2. And what's your shield? Your total energy defense?
Energy defense. 28.
28. So you'll take 2 stun from that as well.
Okay.
Ow! What does it look like? Is this fireball kind of?
So it is like flame just ripples out from his body as he just directs energy outwards, and it licks up most of the entangled bits from him. But his arms are like still stuck on 2 little bits. He's like, "Damn it!" He's struggling.
Nice. All right, Bouclier, you're free and you're bigger.
Yes. First of all, he's reactivating faster than he looks.
Yep.
And I think, let's see, so that lets him now move. Okay, so it was already all built in. So he's able to move 22 meters as a run. And each one of these is 2, yes?
Your normal move is a 22, right?
Yes.
Hold on, is that your...
Hold on.
Or is that your non-combat move?
My combat move is 22.
Combat move is 22. Okay, great. 22 does not include the extra 24 you get from your growth.
Okay. So now he's going 46.
Yeah,
all right.
So you could move as a half move, you could move 23, which would be 11 hexes.
He's trying to see if he can get to Warlock and basically...
Too far.
Get the... So 1, 2... Let's see.
So if you spent the whole turn moving, you could get there.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to do anything when you get there, though.
Okay. He considers him, like probably more important than he is at the moment with the situation. So he's going to basically run there and prepare to smash anybody that comes near him, to smash the.
Quickly is as tall as a building right now. It's like,
yes.
Hey, Warlock. Hey.
Yeah. Okay, so it's 4 meters is each level, and
we spend my turns.
Like, you do realize you're in range of an area effect now, right?
Yeah, I do. It'd probably be smarter to be about half the. Be able to get there next turn and do that, but
we're going to be stuck together like glue.
Yes.
All right, yeah. Binder says that's a good idea. Changes.
Binder, how are you reading our minds?
The thing, he cycles around you guys to reposition above Bouclier, and it's going to be a narrow stream. What is your DCV currently, Bouclier?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah. It's not great.
Okay.
I don't think that goes up to. It doesn't go up either as I get bigger. So
it goes down.
It does not. Wait, your DCV is a 3 right now?
It probably got half from something.
Hold up.
My normal DCV is 6.
Let's go to your combat tab. It has none there. Oh, because you've got to tick the half DCV. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Just got to turn your situational modifier off.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay, there
6.
You go. All right, 6. I thought, there we go. That's better. That's better. All right, 6. And then unfortunately, he also has +4 to hit you because your size.
Yep.
All right. So
help, but he looks up like, oh.
Rather than the glob. Oh, but both of you guys. Oh, this is so tempting.
Yeah.
Because I can get both of you guys in an area effect. which would just reapply. Like you take the higher of the two, so you don't like stack it up there, Warlock. Yeah, he's gonna do that.
Yep. Oops.
So he downs on both of you. There's another explosion of goo, and as you're like, "I'll get you, Warlock," and it explodes out, and now you are also covered in resin.
You hear Warlock going, "I hope you're resistant to energy damage."
Here we go. All right.
But
It's not very strong though. So it's only 3 body for each of you.
okay.
So here I'll put B and W and Tangle body 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was Binder's turn. Black Star is going to take a full round. Oh no, because you're still shooting people, aren't you?
Hey, Cygnus, come on and join the blob.
Y'all kiss my grit.
He is going to go intangible and pass through the surface of the road.
Smart.
Slick is going to races over and he yells up at you, Cygnus. Let me take a look at that thing. And he gestures at you. There's going to be a shimmering form appearing around you. What is your DCV currently?
DCV of 10.
10, okay. How about I remember to hit enter? Typing stuff into chat and then forgetting to hit enter on this stuff. DCV 10, okay. Okay. I need a 14 or less to get you. So you are hit with an entangle as well of this frictionless field from Slick. Oops, how about I put a D in there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it'll be 6 body on your entangle.
Mm-hmm.
I love the danger room sessions. It's like, hey, here's some powers you might come across.
Exactly. Yeah. Good to come across them and then, plan accordingly. Strategies. All right. And this one. Oh boy. Oh boy. I was going to see how this one works. Here we go. To be honest, John, it's helpful for me too, because there's so many like little permutations of each of the powers that it's good to remind myself how a lot of these work. Okay, so this is what it is this particular entangle, they can damage you without it destroying the entangle.
Oh, Slick, so that's nice.
Yeah. Okay, and then oh, yeah, so you're still able to fly. You're not going to fall.
Right, I figured that. I thought so.
Yeah. And I do love that it trusts to interpret whatever you've got, like whatever makes sense for the description of the power. Mm-hmm. So it's impossible for him to move or use any movement power except for teleportation, but the exact effects depend on the special effects of the entangle and the movement power. In some cases, the character may retain the ability to move, but remain entangled when he does so. So, for example, a character with flight could fly while handcuffed, but this wouldn't free him from the handcuffs. He'd just take him with him. Okay. So then, that was Slick's turn. Cygnus.
It's my turn. I got to figure out how to get out of this stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm looking to see. So what does strength calculate?
Is it 1d6 for every 5 points you got?
That's what I was going to say. All right. Oh, let me turn this power off first.
Yeah, so pick your
So
powers.
I'm going to ask you something. You can tell me to go pound sand or whatever.
Sure.
If I wanted to substitute my telekinesis,
Yeah, you can use that. Mm-hmm.
try and use that. Okay, that's what I'm thinking because it's a 40 strength, so it's better than my base strength.
Absolutely. So you just sort of shift over your things and you're trying to just manipulate the gravitic thing to shake yourself free of this?
He's using that, I mean, it's almost like I've seen, like an Iron Man or something like that, where he kind of expands his energy shield.
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's doing. He's using his gravitic, trying to get that warp to kind of bust that stuff.
Love it. So then, and what you could do as well is you could spend 10 extra endurance to push it, which would give you another 10 points of telekinesis, which I think it might only be one.
Yeah, I was going to say it's only one more D6.
Extra D6, yeah, because of the way, I think it's like
15, 48.
15 for a dice in telekinesis. If you wish to do that, then it would bump it up to be 9d6 that you'd be rolling.
Okay. And that's that strength endurance cost?
No. That would be you would pay the cost of your flight. If you're still staying flying, you'd be cost of flight, cost of whatever other powers you've got active, cost of your telekinesis as your multi-power slot, and then you take 10 extra after you pay the endurance.
Okay. Then I'll manually charge that.
Okay.
So yeah, let's do that. So let me go ahead and get that extra 10 out of the way.
Okay.
So I don't forget it. So that'll bring me to 90. Okay. And now, uncheck that. Pay endurance. And you just want me to roll 96?
9d6, please. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, wait a minute. Here I am not remembering how to type stuff to roll. Ooh.
Nice.
Nicely done. All right, so that is, we're going to count body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that is 12 is actually just enough because it's a defense of 6. So we reduce the damage you did by 6. The body is 6. You managed to break yourself out of it. You are no longer entangled.
Yeah, I got news for him coming next turn, too.
Yeah. Then it is Cyclone's turn. Unfortunately, Slick goes again before that. All right, so then Cyclone is... I think he turns as if he's going to shoot Bouclier again, and Binder yells at him, "Knock it off, you fool!"
Do it!
Is it just any damage you take, or could Bouclier get bigger? Or is he
At this point, I don't think, no. I'm out of my max.
Darn.
But he's at least like trying to make them think that he could.
Yeah, because they don't know.
Yeah, or they shouldn't know.
Ooh, okay. So he is going to use... Cyclone is going to use a wide beam. He changes, once again, the gauntlets a little bit, and there is a, he creates a torso-sized concussive line of air that just pushes out from him, slams into you, Cygnus, because it's going through your hex.
Oh, okay.
So he does have to make an attack on the hex, I guess. That's fine. All right, and that'll be... I think I rolled this already, so I don't know why I'm typing it in. 36. What is your current physical defense? PD, normal.
My PD. Or PD is showing a 22.
22. Okay, so you take 14 points of stun damage, which I don't think is higher than your con. No, your con is 25.
Okay, I was rolling down there trying to find where. There it is.
Okay, and that doesn't do enough body damage to get through, but it is a knockback. Because you're flying, you'll take more. So that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 10. But knockback is 5, so you go knock back 2 hexes from where you were. So you sort of shake yourself free, and then Cyclone hits you with that knockback. And then it's Slick's turn again. And he says, "Where you going?" He's going to try and entangle you once again. That is a hit. Oh, he'd have to move forward a little bit to make sure he's not suffering penalties. And 6 again. Cygnus, your turn. What are you doing?
All right, let's see here. Trying to think what I want to do with this guy.
I don't think the frictionless thing would prevent you from moving. So if you did want to reposition yourself, you're free to do that too.
I'm thinking more about trying to use my telekinesis, maybe. I don't know, maybe I just should blast him.
You can't attack him when you're entangled.
Oh, okay.
Entangled, you can use something.
I guess I'll do the same verse I did last time.
Okay.
I mean, you got to get unentangled somehow. So yeah, so let's see here. Scroll down here. Edit. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to spend the extra 10.
Okay.
And
here we go.
Endurance. And 96.
96.
Should work.
That is... Ooh, okay, so that is 8 body. So it does do damage to it, but it's unfortunately still got 4 left then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I should have set that here on Cygnus. Yeah. All right. Warlock.
Question.
Of course.
Can I choose to like act twice and in hopes that I break it on the first action and then attack somebody with a second?
You mean like a multi-attack?
Yeah, multi-attack.
No, because you can't. When you're entangled, the only thing you can do is try and damage. So you couldn't multi. That's choosing to take a second action. So
okay. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna hopefully burn this thing off of me and Bouclier in one fell go because it is an area effect. Paid the endurance, and what? I'm gonna dump this into damage just so we can get out of here.
Okay. Oh, Bouclier, did you pay for your endurance for your growth last turn?
Let me check.
Don't think you did because that's
okay.
At that size.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, I didn't hit the pay endurance. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yep.
Again, we're all learning, so I'll keep repeating that. All right, so that is 8 body. You guys are currently held by
3.
I think it's 2 actually.
I think I had 2 on me, and then he reapplied for 3.
Oh,
yes.
Right.
Yep.
Oh shit. Okay, so then that is you're both covered by body 1 right now, but you both take 25 stun. Energy doesn't get through you, but you remember your Hellfire Blast is armor piercing though, right?
How much armor does it pierce?
And so it halves your defenses. So I think actually you should take 14 more damage because your shield is a 28, right, Warlock? Mm-hmm. So you'll take 14 more damage last turn. And
that might have changed what I did this turn if I realized.
Okay, so that's fine. So if you want to do that, change your thing. So
Yeah, the powers all cost the same, and the damage would have been identical if I couldn't have actually attacked. Because all my other effects are mental ones.
So what are you thinking?
I'm pretty much pinned down. Actually, no, well, I'm trying to break free. That would just say did that.
Okay. So then it would be 14. You would take 11 points of stun, Warlock, and Bouclier. What is your normal energy defense, your ED?
My normal energy defense is 39.
39. Okay, so then the halved would be
19.
19. Thank you. So you'll take 6 stun from that.
Okay.
You take 0 body, but you can add 8 body to your energy defense currently. Your energy absorption, which means your... Where is it here? Do I have it on your character sheet? Because that's what goes into your big payback. Your big payback gets more powerful the more energy you've got. So
okay, so that's...
if we go to
so
your
it does help. Yep.
powers tab,
Yep.
supercharged strike is the one you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So
okay,
tick
got
that. And
Yep.
then, let me see here. I'm just going to...
Kev, if I chose to spend more endurance, could I have poached the ability not to deal damage to myself?
No. You're trying to push endurance to do what?
Spend 10 extra endurance to modify the blast to not do damage or do.
No, unfortunately, that's not how endurance works.
No.
Okay. Then, hold on. Sorry. Just gonna take a look at your... I'm trying to remember how this was built. Okay, so I think what you need to do is you tick that and you put 5. We'll just have to modify the... hold up. Edit. Put a power... No, not edit. What is it? Yeah, edit. There we go. And then what we need to do is just as you add points into Supercharged Strike, as you absorb, we're just going to add that to the base. There we go. So you've got 5 in there now, and it's active. We'll turn your edit off. I'm just going to make sure that works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3. Yep. 12. No, that's not working. No, so you know why? Is because I think Supercharged Strike is the alternative to Big Payback, which... So basically what my thought was, Robert, and tell me if this is an easier way to do it, is that when you've got absorption from energy powers, it's going to go into increasing the damage you do with hand-to-hand.
Okay.
So when you've got power absorb, what I would do is the base is 10, which is what your big payback is. So your big payback is always the +2. Because you absorb 5 or 8 body technically from Hellfire Blast, then what we do is put it up to 18.
Okay.
Because you got 8 in there, and you just can keep adding in there until it caps out at 60.
Okay.
And then what that means is once you start doing that, you can turn Big Payback off, because Supercharged Strike is the thing that does Big Payback plus reflects as you're absorbing more energy.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, so I turn Big Payback off at this point.
Correct, and you'll use Supercharged Strike in the same way that Titan Form only activates when you absorb physical damage. When you absorb energy damage, you'll start adding that in to the total for Supercharged Strike, which always have a base of 10.
Okay.
Is that going to be, will that make sense?
I think so.
Okay. So then what we're seeing, I think you described it as purple energy before. So while Warlock, you're kind of burning yourself as you're, trying to free yourself. You can see it's hitting Bouclier, but it's transforming into this coruscating purple energy that's powering him up that you've seen when he hits somebody or when he damages something, for instance, this bindings, it increases the damage of his hit.
Oof, nice.
Physical hits make you bigger. Energy damage makes you power up for your big payback.
Okay.
Okay. So then it is a Bouclier's turn. This the bindings are for both of you are still holding you with a body of 2.
Yep. He's basically going to supercharge strike, but as basically that
Body
hellfire. Okay. As the hellfire effect takes over, and he starts to smile, and maybe even his eyes glow a little bit purple at this point.
Yeah.
And he turns to Warlock and he says, "Thank you." And
Don't hit me.
yeah, he says, "We're gonna be out of this in no time." And so he activates, supercharged strike.
Go ahead.
And first of all, pay endurance. He's probably not going to use faster than he looks this round. So pay
Okay.
endurance, and boom, probably overkill.
16 body. Yeah.
Yeah.
You absolutely free yourself from that thing, so you are no longer trapped.
Yep. Okay.
Then
Now, can he move?
no, we can't.
Okay, okay.
Once in this game, once you take your action, you cannot move any longer.
But you do see, at least in the comic panel, he like turns his head and like is looking straight at Binder.
Yeah. And your eyes are just, like
Yeah.
there's. And to give you context for your strength, once again, 60. That's 100
Yep.
tons you can lift
Okay.
without pushing your strength.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Yep.
Then it is Binder's turn. And he says, "Whoa, settle down there, big fella." And he's going to try and hit you with a line now. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, what's he going to do? Like, it's all just like variations of sticky to shit, but it's whether he wants to try and get both of you guys or. I think he's delaying right now because he's about to give instructions to the other guys. Area effect. So once again, there's that same area glob down on the 2 of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
He does have a limited amount of charges as well, so he can't just keep doing this over and over again.
Okay.
It's one of the downsides to his particular power set.
So over here thinking like he was like Spider-Man with that. It's like, yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so once again, you guys are trapped with a body 6
Ooh. Okay.
binding. And he says, you can hear him because he's got the active con. He's like, "Grab the loot. We're getting out of here." Black Star is taking a full recovery. He did not like the ass kicking that he was getting.
Don't blame him.
No. Okay, so he'll gain.
I liked it. It was good. I want to help.
Then it is Cyclone's turn. Seeing that Slick seems to have Cygnus in hand, he flies down and does as instructed. Grabs the loot. Slick, you're at 0 DCV. He's gonna try and increase the strength of the entangle once again. It's a hit. Man, I didn't hit enter again. What is going on today? My goodness, fucking phoning it in. I'm yelling at John for correcting me on rolls. Come on, Madison. All right.
Or coffee.
Seriously, the or less, one or the other.
Yes.
All right, so then it is a 6 strength. He's sort of like reasserted the control over you, Cygnus. So once again, the entangle is a 6 body.
Okay. So it doesn't go above a 6.
Exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
when you reapply
okay,
power,
cool.
unless it's got a specific thing that'll like. Often when people will buy transformation, for instance, transformation will be a cumulative thing, so it allows you to keep going. But even then, the cumulative stuff tends to cap out at your maximum effect. So whatever the maximum, you can buy stuff. So like if the best day he could roll would be a 12. That's if he rolled 6s on all of his dice, and I bought it cumulative. He could do it round per round per round, adding it up. But unless you've got that ability, you can't do that. Incidentally, once again, didn't hit enter. Bouclier, your absorption is built that way because like you can normally absorb. Oh no, I didn't go out on top. But like normally, the maximum you can absorb is equal to double whatever your score is. That's why it's 50 for both your growth and for your other thing. So that was Slick's turn. He's just maintaining that. Then it is Cyclone's turn. He has the loot, guys. He's getting away with the loot, guys. So he is going to go racing out, and I'll kind of stagger him along here. He says, let's go! And he is not in his mega flight mode, but he's really fucking booking and getting ready to hit mega flight mode. Cygnus, what are you doing?
I've got to try and break out of this thing again, man.
Okay.
So let me go adjust my endurance real quick. Edit.
An upside to using the entangle too is it always makes me think of Freddie Mercury.
Endurance. Make sure I got that right. I got my flight activated. And I've got, okay, yeah. Just make sure everything was right before I did anything. 50, yeah. Pay. Damn. And bam, enter.
Okay. That is 8 damage to it. So it's a body 4.
Back to the same, yeah, 4.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, like, there's something. Maybe your scientific mind is playing into this as well too, because you keep trying to push against the, just like brute force it with gravitic things, and you're realizing there's like, it is something to do with the. I'm trying to think of how this would.
If it's like friction and everything, that would be like inertia.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it might have something to do with inertia.
Yeah, so there's just maybe like you're just not quite able to sync up with whatever you need to get free here. Warlock, what are you doing?
Question: can I delay to go after Bouclier?
That's what I was just thinking.
Within the same turn, yeah, I'll let that. Yeah.
Okay. So he's like, Bouclier, get me free.
Yep, I was just thinking that.
Well,
Bouclier is like,
can't because he's entangled too.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, but he might be able to break the. Can he break both of them? Because we're basically right next to each other.
You would need an AOE for that. So, but here's an interesting thing we talked about before. What is your level of? I think what's your physical body damage you've absorbed so far?
Looks like 36 now.
36. Oh, okay, you're not quite there. Once you hit 50, you don't quite hit the next tier of growth. But what I've said is that you can spend 15 endurance to then make yourself even bigger. And then you're at 75 growth, your physical attacks become area attacks.
Okay.
Ooh, but then he will squish me in the
But he's
attempt.
also not there. He's 14 points off. He unfortunately hasn't taken enough physical damage yet.
Yep. So does it? I guess it really doesn't matter what order we go in then.
Yeah, and I can't really do anything to get free other than burn myself. And as
Although
we've seen,
I mean, you would do less damage to Bouclier, I suppose, if you let him get free and stagger. Oh, he wouldn't be able to move though.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So Bouclier is in a sense like, okay, don't get near anybody with this guy around. And it's like, but he's like, so am I going, John, or are you going?
You go ahead. I got to think of what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay.
Bouclier is simply going to Living Mountain again, and
So, one thing else, so just want
Supercharge Strike.
mention, you can feel free to take advantage of the environment as well, right? Like if, for instance, Warlock, you wanted to try and, I haven't been applying damage to the surroundings, but like if you're saying like, okay, I'm trying to burn through the roof here, on top of that, I didn't want to burn the roof out from under you, but that's technically within the AoE. If you want to try and burn that through, you would probably fall or be able to maneuver yourself. So at least you're not.
Odds are I will kill myself if I attempt that.
Okay.
However, Bouclier...
Holy shit! What's your endurance right now, or your stun?
My stun is at 2.
Ha. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that gives me a thought. I'm not on the roof. I'm next to the building.
Exactly.
And I'm guessing that the sewers are not directly
one thing
below
I'll make
side.
maybe easier for, just as a reminder, the only thing you can really do is either something that doesn't require you to take actions, or you can try and break the entangle.
Okay, but my thought was you had said that Warlock could burn through the ceiling, but he was going to try to pound through the ground to the.
So the reason you can't do that is because there's not an AoE.
Okay, got it.
Because that would technically be an attack on something other than the entangle, right?
Got it. Okay, got it. All right, so he's going to do the supercharged strike again on the thing, and here we go. And pay my endurance.
14. Huge, yes. Pay your endurance for. Oh man, yeah. Bouclier is getting a little woozy at this height. All right, so you absolutely annihilate the binding on you. Warlock, what are you doing?
I have nothing I can do because I'll burn myself to death.
So you could take a recovery.
Yeah, I could. I'll lose my shield though, so I'll do that.
Okay.
Where's recovery? There it is.
And then it is Binder. Seeing that Warlock has not tried to free himself again, but that Bouclier has, he is going to kind of zip over here, and he's going to try and hit Bouclier with his single stream entangle. Yeah, and then he gets +4 with it. My goodness. Okay, so that is a hit again. This time it's only a single kind of covering you up with this resin.
Yep.
And it is, I think, no, it's only. There we go. That's 5 body.
Okay.
But it is a tougher.
Okay.
thing. It's a 8 PD ED thing. Okay, so 5 on Bouclier. All right, and Binder says, "We're getting out of here." Blackstar is gonna get out of here. He doesn't want to get punched or hit or whatever else by you guys, so he's gonna start phasing through the underground. Is that gonna work for him? Yeah, he will for now. Okay. Then it is Slick's turn. He is back-to-back turns. So I think he's going to move a little bit here. Slides along the ground. And he says up at you, Cygnus, "You just stay right there, fella." Hits again. Let's see if this is any better. That is 7 body. Okay. Then on his turn, he zips away to the north. Then it is Cygnus's turn.
I think he's just going to take a recovery. Well, no, we're fixing to already here at the end.
Yeah, you're going to need a post-12 recovery.
What's that?
You get a post-segment 12 recovery?
Yeah, I was fixing to get a post-segment recovery, so I don't think he is going to do that. Edit. Unedit and pay endurance and roll again. Come on, roll 20.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's 7 body damage. So it is 1. You're down to a body 5 for this frictionless field. On sickness. Cyclone activates his Mach 3 movement. There's an explosion as he and the loot zip across the skyline. Warlock?
Warlock's shield snaps back on, and he tries to blast himself and Bouclier free.
Okay. That is 10. Okay, so it's AP. 10 body, 6, 3. So that's actually enough to... Hold on, no. Bouclier's got 5 on him, and that's AP. Okay, so that's enough to get both of you free, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your shield right now? 828?
28, yeah. I'm going to take a total of 21 stun from this.
Yeah, which means you're stunned, I think, too, right? Because your constitution is... Yeah. So Warlock has knocked himself stupid on account of just to try and get you free.
Yeah.
But I don't think you're not on... Did you lose all your stun?
I lost all my stun.
Oh, so you're not full on unconscious then?
And I take, I think, 1 wound? Or...
1 body? No, there's no carryover from it. You are... If you lost all your stun, you're unconscious. You're also stunned because you took more stun than body. But unfortunately, 14 is higher than the 10 body, so you didn't take any like real damage from it.
Gotcha.
For Bouclier, his... What's your regular? It's 39, right? Your regular ED?
Yes.
Or normal ED?
Yes.
Okay, so then that would be 19, which means you take 16 stun.
Okay, real close. Down to 4.
Holy smokes.
Yep.
And... but on the upside, you are free.
Okay.
Okay. And 16 is not higher than your constitution, so you are not stunned either. And then it is your turn. Oh, and then also you absorb 10 more to your body. So if you want to adjust your power, remember you go into whatever it is, the super whatever thing, you can change it from 18 to 28.
Nice.
Yeah. This is where Bouclier hits kind of peak. Like the character build is almost broken because you you chew through so much endurance per round that you kind of have to pick those moments, you know.
Yep.
So,
I mean, at this point, he may not even be thinking about this. I think he's going to just go, okay, why am I... There we go. I
go
need
to powers.
Okay, that's where I edited it. Okay.
You got it.
I mean, or do I do it here? Do I actually have to hit the edit button up in the upper right?
Yeah, you have to hit the edit, so so it turns kind of bluish. That's when you can actually edit the sheet.
Okay. Hold on. No, that's editing my...
So not the cog. You see where the edit button is? Along the line where core, combat, power, skills...
Oh, that.
Okay. Go to the edit one, hit that.
Yep, got it.
Hit edit. No, not the cog, the edit.
Okay, okay, the edit button.
Yep, then go back to powers.
Yep.
Honestly, Robert, I did the exact same thing. When I was trying to edit your character, I hit the fucking cog instead of the edit, so...
Okay.
And
now I'm on...
Supercharged Strike is open.
Supercharged Strike.
Make that 28.
Okay, got it.
And then
I mean, it might make him super powered at this point, like overpowered, but we've been delayed in getting this. However, he is going to wander over to Binder and just...
So then hit edit once again, so it'll close the...
Okay, got it.
Perfect. Then, all right. Now,
so
so select your powers.
Yep. I don't think I need going faster because I think he can get here with no problem.
With 22,
he's down to
yep.
4 endurance, 4 stun. He basically wanders over to Binder, like almost casually, but like his eyes are just glowing rage.
Here's what happens when you run out of endurance: is you spend stun. So this is going to knock you unconscious.
Okay. Well, no, I just spent endurance. So he's
weren't
down
you
to
at 4 stun before?
No. Oh, it.
Yeah, I don't think you paid it because you were quite low on endurance and like between.
No, I paid the endurance the one time, so I was sorry. I don't even know what I was at 14 endurance. I just hit pay endurance.
Yeah,
and I dropped down to 4.
Your Titan form is 6. Supercharged strike is 6. Titan form is 2. Living Mountain is 2. That's 10 right there.
Yep, but I had 14 in endurance, and I just hit the pay endurance button to do this.
Perfect. Okay. Awesome. So, yep. Okay.
So I'm very low at this point, but he doesn't care. He's just like, okay.
And Binder is aborting to dodge because he does not want to get hit with this.
Yep.
So,
if it was sort of actually for a comic book act, would he be able to wander to this light post that's sitting here, grab it, and make a swing?
That's an action.
That's an action. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so he just comes over and he's just like, hoping to hit the guy.
Yep.
But we'll see what we get.
DCV is a 12 currently.
Okay, sure. Where's that? Of course, I managed to lose it.
Set your combat levels where you'd like him to be.
Oh yes, combat levels. I think all hand to hand. So OCV. I wasn't even doing that. Okay.
Okay.
Well, because I was just trying to get.
Yeah, you were trying to get out of the stupid things, but here you go. Okay. Let's see. DCV 12. No, remember hit your supercharged strike.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay.
There you go.
There you go. Nice. It's DCV 16. So 52 stun. So that means he's going to take 32 from it, which means he is definitely going to be stunned. Would you give us a 1d6 roll, please?
Sure.
5 is 11 meter because he's flying. It's only 1d6 for knockback. So I don't think he's got any. Yeah, so that is 11 meters back. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he's stunned, so his powers will deactivate, which means give us a 3d6 roll. 4d6 roll, please, Bouclier.
Sure.
Okay, so it won't get through his PD, but yeah, he slams into the ground. He's having to use his post-12 recovery, or his post-12 thing to recover from, segment 12 to recover from being stunned. Kind of like, oh!
I can do that too?
No, you're unconscious though. So, and how much below your stun? Like, what negative stun are you at after taking it? -1?
Just -1.
Okay, so I think though, because you're in the negative areas, that means post 12 you're able to get a recovery, but that's it. And you're still going to be stunned. You have to take a round to recover from that.
Okay, so I'll recover, and then on my next action I can wake up.
No, what you're going to do is you're going to gain some stun. You'll be able to hit a recovery, the post-12 recovery, so you'll gain your stun back. Yep. I'm going to double check that to make sure. I can't remember if it's hovering on the 0. I think it's up to -10. You get post-12 recovery, and then it's when you're under 10 is when it's like a minute before you start recovering. So
the whole reason I tried that is like, hey, we're going to have a recovery here shortly. I should
absolutely. No, it's really, really cool and very thematic too, of you sacrificing yourself to try and get the get your ally back up. Oh, I should have brought fucking Champions Complete because I know where that that thing is in there. Go. Hero Healing. Okay.
That's not working.
Knockback. Bleeding. Don't need that. Recovery time. Thank you. Did you knock yourself out on segment 12?
Yes, my very last turn.
Okay. So then, yeah, you'll get post 12. When it's minus 11 to minus 20, that's post segment 12 only. So, all right. So Warlock is... So that was Binder's turn. Blackstar is escaping. Post 12 recovery. Everyone can hit their recovery button.
Yoo-hoo.
Okay.
And then Slick is getting away. Cygnus, spend your powers. You're still entangled, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How much do I recover from my reactor?
For your reactor, sorry. That is 21.
21. Okay, I need to write
21
that
recovery to your reactor.
Edit.
And how you doing with the reactor?
I need more.
Oh, okay. I mean, you were pushing a lot of powers, right? So like that definitely was chewing through.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. So what are you doing this round? You're still held with 5 body.
Yeah, let's go ahead and pay endurance. And let's roll the dice.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I am not spending to push it, so that's 8d6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 8d6. Shit, that's 6. Doesn't even get through the defense.
Yeah.
Okay, Cyclone is getting away. Warlock, you now recover from your stun.
Okay.
Bouclier. Oh, hold up. Bouclier, what's your dexterity?
His dexterity is
18.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So you act before then. Because one thing I forgot, Binder aborted to dodge. He's gonna have to recover from stun this round.
Okay.
So pick what you're doing, Bouclier.
I mean, the smart thing would be to chase after the guy who's getting away, but he's just really pissed off at Binder. He still doesn't want to kill him, so tell me if anything I'm doing is likely to kill him.
Basically, unless we're playing with optional rules, or unless you're using something that does specifically killing damage, you're not going to kill him. You're just going to knock him out.
Okay, sure. He basically, he walks up to him, and instead of punching, since the guy's on the ground, he basically tries to just stomp him.
Okay.
And
so pay your endurance.
Yeah, I mean, he could have also gotten Cygnus out, but Warlock out, but
yeah,
he's just
understandable. Yeah.
This. So pay my endurance.
And he's at half DCV right now, so
yep.
Yep. Binder is knocked out.
Yep.
So the rest of the ultimates got away. And that'll be minus 38. Yeah, he's not waking up again anytime soon. So, unfortunately, so you did capture Binder, so he will face justice, but the rest of the ultimates did escape. So, what... I'm going to move him back to the token layer here. So, we're 10 minutes past, but why don't we take our mid-session break right now, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the fight. Because I think that would be a good idea to talk about a debrief. I will tell you before we take our break, the ultimates are a notorious pain in the ass villain to face. Because they're not interested in like fighting you hand to hand and like beating you with more damage and knocking you out. They just want to fucking delay you so they can get away with the gear. Right? So I think they make for a really interesting villain team that is mission focused. But so for those listening at home, we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, we're all back. So, you face your first villain super team as a super team.
Yeah.
And again, like, this is, I think, one of the things that's where it's very fucking cool about the game in general is that the variety of powers have a clear kind of tactical application to them. So, like, obviously, you know, I mean, entangles or rootings or whatever else are pretty effective in other games, but it's particularly interesting, I think, in this one, how, like, you know, Warlock is an excellent and versatile blaster, but the entangle was a challenge to deal with because, you know, how do you use your power set to damage it without getting out? Bouclier, I think, had a really good instinct to run over and try and get him free of it, right? Because then Warlock's not fucking blasted himself. But Binder took advantage of that to, you know, try and get you both. What would you guys have done differently, knowing now what these supervillains were capable of?
Would have nuked Binder from the start.
Yeah, that's one.
I wouldn't have dropped invisibility for sure.
Yeah.
I was thinking, you know, I think I need to do recovery more often. You know, I think I can go like, you know, phase, and then do a recovery.
Yeah.
Is probably what I need to start getting in the habit of.
One thing I'll point out, you used, because you pushed your power at least 3 times in that one turn. That's 30 extra endurance you were spending on top of the powers, right? So...
But I've noticed it before. I know in some of the other sessions we did, I was like, okay, I am really burning through this. And I'm sorry I asked you about that. It is on my character sheet. I just couldn't remember where it was. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. You know what? I think what I might have done when I fucked up the name, I might have put Recovery 21 on there. And that's what screwed up the naming convention for the powers.
On my power sheet, you wrote the recovery on there, and I just didn't see it.
Okay, cool. I
wasn't thinking to look there, but yeah, that's, like I said, I think that's something, you know, go for a couple phases, and then do a quick recovery, and then go on some more, and then, of course, you'll get the 12th, post-12th recovery.
One thing I think Warlock will learn is that he needs to have an oh shit button power that he has on demand, like minor intangibility just to slip out and away, or minor teleport. So he's going to be looking at his spell books soon.
Yeah, that's right. Because well, and that's what's fun about I think these kind of like having the kick arounds with the enemies is getting a chance to. You guys, I mean, Warlock took a fair bit of damage, but it was self-inflicted.
Yeah.
Bouclier took a fair bit of damage, but it really was only one hit from the enemy. The whole rest of the fight was you guys trying to manage their crowd control abilities, right? And which was a different fight from the Black Paladin, where it was just a shit ton of damage.
Yeah, I've got I've got an Aryan effect power.
Yeah.
That's really good if we're all kind of close to each other. That becomes better, especially for ranged attacks. You know, John and I John would be the one blasting, but I could be in an area with people and lower their DCV, and then John gets a lot better chance of hitting people.
Yeah, and once you guys also start pairing your abilities with Mind Warp as well, who can boost your speed or reduce other characters' speed.
Yeah.
I was hoping Bouclier would get me free, because had I mind controlled Binder, things would have turned.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
yeah, and that's the other thing. You know, I was thinking about. I was looking at stuff. I was like, I don't know anything about these characters, but I bet that guy's pretty hard to hit. So that's why I went with the Gravitic Shock, because it targets power defense.
Yeah.
And let's try that.
And that's what I mean. The reason he had to go on the he lost more than half of his stun from 2 hits from you guys, which is why he was forced to sort of go on the defense and figure out. The thing with Blackstar, he hits really fucking hard when he's able to get in, and he can grapple like crazy. Like, he's got a 60 strength when he's at full density, and he's very hard to damage with physical or energy attacks. And once you get hold of someone in a grapple, you can just do damage every round.
Right.
So, you know, it's difficult to get free of that. But he needs to be able to do that with either Binder or Slick locking those enemies down. So
Yeah, and that was my next, aside from the grapple, that's what I was going to do, is start using telekinesis to do a grab.
Yeah.
And start inflicting damage that way.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Beauclair? What'd you learn from your fight with the superhumans?
Don't just necessarily charge in. Like, in other words, he, as you said, I think it was the right idea, but he probably should have paused to be in position to help him the next round when he could then move in and attack at the same time. Although, depending on the order, and I'm not sure that would have actually helped, because it looks like Binder was pretty much going after him anyways, so he might have gotten, but we could have switched the order on that. So Bouclier could have gotten in, got him free, and then Warlock could have gotten away before they were too close to each other. But yeah, see, I mean, that's a meta thing. That's like sequencing stuff. But like in game terms, like he basically ran full out without really thinking about what was going to happen. You could imagine him running well in a position so that Binder could be watching and preparing to get them both at the same time.
Yeah.
As opposed to maybe faking him out a bit by getting about halfway there, which is sort of towards Binder, and then instead he makes a break for Warlock and gets him out before Binder can react. Like, that's maybe within the fiction how he could have done it. So, yeah, basically just not taking a moment to think just a little bit.
Well, presence attacks is also a possibility too, when you guys do, to try and to startle them or whatever, to try and keep...
that was the other thing I thought about, is we need to probably do a little bit more presence. I know Robert can do a pretty good one.
Yeah, especially with
what he's bound, that doesn't exactly help, but
being limited to only attacking the binding thing was, that sucked.
Yeah, it's tough, but I mean, like in a similar way, like the attacks you guys had on Blackstar, he had no defense against those, effectively, right? So like it's sort of a fun figuring out how to rock paper scissors your way around the abilities, and you did a good job. I couldn't get Slick to target Warlock at all. Like, I was figuring they were communicating with each other over comms, but even then, for him to get in and get up there would have been just too much of a pain in the ass, which is why he was like, fuck it, let's target Cygnus. Lock him down.
I was worried about Slick.
Yeah. Well, this is also, I think, one thing is, I think, like, narratively speaking, it would have been very appropriate for a kind of like first comic book encounter between them, where like you didn't quite know what these guys were capable of. They kind of got the better of you, but you still managed to at least get one of them down, albeit on your last legs. I
have a real respect for speedsters.
Yeah, really. Well, and teleporters too. Like the Black Paladin's got that awesome teleportation ability too. So and Bouclier, how did your powers feel? Now, when you got to see it kind of at the high end,
pretty impressive. I think anybody who decides to go toe to toe with him is, unless they can cause an extreme amount of damage, is not going to be happy. I think, but I think knowing that supervillains will have at least a general idea of who they're facing, he's going to be the target to slow down, to lock him up, stuff like that. So I need to find ways around that. But once he finally breaks out, it's like, okay, you're if you've been hitting him enough to keep him down for a while, he's gonna take out whatever he wants once he gets free. But
and like late fight, that was a single round for you to take down, Binder, which was.
I mean, I don't know how strong Binder is. I'm guessing he's probably not the strongest supervillain.
Physically, no, definitely not.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
And but the lesson of like stunning somebody and then putting him finally down, when he's stunned, he's at half DCV and he can't use any of his skill points.
Yep.
So, like,
Yeah.
what was a DCV 12 to hit when he was fully active and dodging and whatnot was a 3 when
Yep.
he was stunned and, you know,
Yep.
on the ground. Awesome. Any other lessons you guys think you guys learned from your first fight with the Ultimates? Is it how awesome the Ultimates are? Because they are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about
Well,
for
don't-
each other's powers? Any thoughts on how everyone else?
Now that I know Bouclier can get stronger when I hit him with elemental damage.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you're gonna get a Hellfire Blast at the beginning of combat.
Yeah, he's going to get dropped. Then he's going to get Hellfire blasted.
And then I'll come by and heal you when I get a chance.
Yeah.
The downside there is he can't take the Hellfire Blast in particular because it's armor piercing. It actually does a not insignificant amount of stun to him.
That is true, but at least if we get stuck together, he's not going to mind using it once in a while.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And that's a cool like taking both kinds of damage too. I think is a really smart way to charge up your powers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he could take a fair bit of stun. I need to find. I don't know. I'm not good at like calculating stuff in advance, so it's more like I'm gonna have to wing it a bit and get a feel for what's dangerous and what isn't. Like how much stun can I basically take from that before
Well, what I can do is
it becomes counterproductive.
Your
I
stun
can
also gets bigger. Sorry, John, but your stun, just so I forget, your stun also increases as you grow. So and I think we forgot to add +6 to your stun when your current stun when you hit that your Titan form. Sorry,
That's
John,
true.
what were you saying?
I could double up with a blast and then a restorative charm just to make sure he's good running in. So as much as I burn you, I can heal you a bit. I don't think you're resisting healing.
Multi-attack is a multi-attack though. Restorative charm is not an attack.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not on the same turn. Just,
on the same turn. Forgive me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Any rules questions that came up?
The one thing, and I'm reading it now because I know I can use my telekinesis to throw.
Yep.
And so that's what I'm reading up on because I think that would be another good tactic.
Yeah, you used that really well against the thugs last time, right?
Right, and that's something I was thinking about doing. With this, with Binder. That's what I was planning on doing. I was going to grab him with telekinesis and just throw him.
Yep.
Because as far as I can tell, he didn't have any real movement power.
He's got a jetpack. The guy who was really slow is Black Star.
Okay. I was worried about Black Star being too heavy to pick up.
And that would be the thing, is that Black Star, when he is, depending on what form he's in, if he's at full density, it's a 60 strength, so that's 12d6 against your 8d6 in telekinesis for throw.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a smart thing to do too. Also, just locking the guy down, because if he's got a force to try and escape the grab.
The grab, yep.
Yeah, then that's a smart use. And again, like excellent use of your gravitic shock and the befuddling blast on Black Star. That read the encounter perfectly. Like, oh, he's the brick. Yeah, we got to fucking hit him with the stuff that gets through physical defense, energy defense.
Yeah, at the beginning of the fight last session, he slipped through a wall like he was intangible. I was like, yeah, he's going to be a problem.
And I'll point out, too, one of the things you could do, you don't need to have any points in it for it. You could do a team-up maneuver where you're attacking at the same target. And the benefit of that is you got to kind of coordinate your time, and you got to there's a penalty to attack with it. But if you hit, you do the combined stun to determine if the person is stunned or not when you compare it to their con. So individually, your two shots did not stun him, but if you had done the team up, that would have done enough because you were right at the cusp of it.
Nice.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, we got to work on team up tactics, because it seems like Bouclier and Warlock are neck and neck for speed. Like we have the same speed.
Yeah,
well, 6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as like initiative count, so
yeah,
if we time things together like that, it's just
yeah. Any other rules questions?
I have a quick question on a possible tactic. Like say if we had the same situation. Binder was stunned. Buckley is next to him, and let's say that he could see the guy running away.
Yeah.
Is there anything within Gay where he could basically pick up Binder and throw him at the guy running away?
Yeah. That's actually a throw maneuver.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you would be doing is you would be making basically a grapple attack, and then after you grapple, you make a choice of what you want to do, and one of the things you can do is throw the person. Okay. And what you judge is you take the weight of whatever the person is or their strength, and then you compare that to the excess to your strength. Whatever is in excess tells you how far you can throw it.
Okay. I was like, I don't know. I was thinking of for some reason, I was thinking of the TV version of Superman 2, I think it was, where, so the theater version, Zod doesn't actually do this, but the kid who runs away, I saw it on TV and it's been burned in my mind ever since. Like he just grabs like the top of a cop car thing and he throws it. He basically kills the kid as he's running away. And I was like, okay, instead of doing that, it's like grab the guy and like throw him into the other guy who's running away.
Yeah. So one thing we talked about, so like let's say, I mean, this is, you would have to have done it beforehand, but let's say that Cygnus and Warlock were bound in the same place, right?
Yep.
And you told them beforehand that you were going to free them both at the same time. You can pick up objects that are larger, like a car or a bus or whatever, and then you can throw that for one, but it also targets an area effect. Because like the larger the thing is, so like if say Cygnus and Warlock were held, you could say shields up, and they'd both have to put their shields up on their turn to try and minimize damage, and then you could bam and hit something with it. So and depending on how much excess strength you have, it tells you whether it's going to take an action. Like there's an idea called passive strength. So like if your character is super strong, a plywood wall isn't going to require any real effort for you to walk through. You know, and then like the stronger you get, the more your passive strength can be used to just smash through shit. And similarly, grabbing shit and using it is likewise going to be less of an effort. Trying to think what else here. Any other rules questions that you guys have in mind?
Oh, I do have a goofy question because I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
So when we roll something, can you break down what each of those numbers mean? Because there's one in the top corner in the right.
So for an attack, you mean that is what your combat value is.
Okay, so that's your OCV.
Yep, or OMCV, depending on what you're using for your attack. And then the attack is what you rolled. The number underneath that is either the effect or the stun. Right. And then a separate box underneath that will tell you what body it does, if it does body, and then what DCV it hits.
Okay. Okay, so there's the hit DC. Okay. Yeah, because I'd been seeing that. I was like, well, what am I focusing on here?
Yeah.
Because there's so many numbers. I'm like, okay, what's the most important stuff I need to look at? So
yeah.
That helps.
The most important stuff is primarily first the DCV, because if you don't hit the person's DCV, then it doesn't matter what you rolled. You're just kind of stuck with that. Then it'll be the stun. Generally speaking, with a normal attack, like with your hand-to-hand or most of your energy attacks, you're going to be looking at stun. Because body, more often than not, is not going to be enough to get through the normal defenses. With a normal attack, you still compare the body against the normal attack, the normal defenses. The only time you're using your resistant defenses is when it is a killing attack. And that's stuff that is specifically either purchased for your character as a killing attack, or it is something that is like an in-universe object that does killing damage, like a knife or a gun. Radiation typically does a combination of both no normal defense and killing, so that's like fucking real world radiation, not comic book radiation.
Right.
Comic book radiation does whatever you choose to say the narrative effect is, right?
It gives you superpowers is what it does, by gosh.
Exactly. So as far as the concern over accidentally killing people, unless you're using, like, if you hit a normal person with that last supercharged strike, like that's going to put the person into coma, and 18 the most toughness that the average person can have, unless they've got some other kind of, like combat luck, is a way to get resistant defenses. It would do 10 points of body, which is typically people's maximum body. So that supercharged strike would probably kill a normal person. But I mean, this is you at your biggest height with your powered up hand-to-hand stuff as well. So that's why that would be that way. Against normal, like, supervillain opponents, you can pretty much safely beat the living shit out of them and expect to have a Silver Age outcome for that violence, which is you'll knock them out and then they'll be able to recover afterwards. It's when you're intentionally buying something, like if you're playing Wolverine in this, claws do killing damage. So you're going to want to, if you don't want to kill people, you're going to want to be mindful of how you use that. But, even for the mental stuff, like your befuddling bolt, you can't kill somebody with that unless you're intentionally hitting them over and over and over and over again, trying to fucking kill them. Any other rules questions?
Yeah. Area of effects. What can we do to minimize or get around some of those things?
Stop them from using them?
Yeah.
Hit them first, I guess.
Yep. It cuts both ways. Like your AoEs, they're in the same situation. But yeah, you could, in theory, buy a power that would be like reactive to allow you to dive out of the way. But AoEs, unfortunately, are just kind of...
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just like looking for options to pursue. I mean, I don't have to pursue them. I'm like, okay, is it an option? Should I do it?
Like what you can do too, like taking cover is a way to try and minimize stuff, because it'll give you some extra PD or ED against whatever you're facing. So that's one option. It's not a super comic booky thing, but typically like the offset for it is that points wise, an AoE is going to do less damage because it costs more. And there's a power cap, like there's a cap on how much you could spend on a power. A single target power, you may have noticed, like the single target binding, for instance, was much more effective than the area effect one, or the line one, or whatever. The area effect, it does target more people, but it's a lot weaker and it's easier to get out of. So the trade-off there, your Hellfire Blast doesn't do as much damage as it could, partly because of the AoE and partly because of the armor piercing. But the combination of those two things is really effective.
Yep.
Right? So...
those are really expensive. Like, I don't want to blast things unless I have to. They all cost 6.
Well, this would be a neat thing, too, to generate... Like, if you wanted to have something that was a single target thing, there's a couple of ways to do that. Technically, like, you can also use your powers ability, the powers skill, to stunt your powers. You can make a check and try and modify your powers in some way. Because we're getting to grips with the rules right now, I'm not interested in implementing that stuff. And also, like, the thing with those kinds of stunts is that it can, we talked about this in Savage Supers, but like, it can then be like, well, because you can use that, you're more often trying to think of other stuff other than what your characters are actually capable of, to try and find a way around the solution. And you guys found a really interesting and narratively fun way of getting yourself out of there. It did beat the hell out of Warlock, but like, that's a very comic booky thing to be like, this is gonna hurt, and then blasting it just to get your ally out. And because you did that, Bouclier's blast got even more powerful, and he was able to one-shot Binder, right? So like, it didn't, for your individual character, that did knock you out, but it enabled your teammate to be able to get that big hit off on Binder that just beat the shit out of him. And I mean, that's what, 8 rounds or so of him constantly gonna gotcha. So
and then Bouclier is like, gotcha.
Yeah. Exactly.
Just imagine him huge up there, his hand like big as the guy's torso, just swatting him out of the air.
That's what he knew that he'd fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the reason I was like, I kept him at a low level because I didn't want to have the penalties. I was like, I want to make sure I get these hits. I keep getting it. So narratively speaking, he just got overconfident, right?
Yeah.
Like, gotcha. Not realizing that Warlock was going to go ape shit, burn you guys free, and allow you to also get further powered up. So,
yeah.
Any other rules questions?
don't think so. I think that's the biggest one.
How would you handle
Yeah.
Slick?
Handle Slick?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have thrown either a fear curse at him to make him just run the hell away, or controlled him to, tried to like mentally convince him to, I don't know, maybe mess with Blackstar, make frictionless so he couldn't move.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I had options, but Binder was just binding my options.
I think Bouclier would have tried to intimidate him and, get him to stop for a moment. So either that he could hit him the next round or make it easier for one of his other allies to get him. So,
Nice. What about
Didn't
Black?
have
I mean, you guys had a handle on Blackstar. He took a shit. Like, he's got a huge stun pool.
That Cyclone guy, though, he was, way too deadly accurate with his blast. I would have dropped an illusion or something around him so he couldn't see.
Yep. Yeah, the telescopic shot, or the telescopic lenses he's got, it offsets, I think it's 6 points of range modifiers that he can ignore.
Oof.
Yeah.
So 65 feet or meters or longer than he's taking penalties. Okay.
Yeah. When you have characters like, if you're trying to build a Hawkeye type character or Green Arrow, that's one of the things you buy with them too, is just offset the range penalty so they can sit from a range, just pew, 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 spamming in their little bullshit. He's the one thing I will say for Cyclone is like, he's great at range and he can just do damage, but apart from doing damage and doing knockback, he doesn't have anything else of interest. And he breaks Binder's grapple. Like, the combo for them would be Slick getting his entangle on somebody because it doesn't take damage from enemy attacks, getting the frictionless thing on, and then Cyclone hammering the person.
I did notice there was an option in the where you can take a penalty to your shot if hitting an entangled person and not hurt the entangle. Like a -3.
It could be. I think it depends on the entangle as well. Are you talking about just a general rule or a advantage or disadvantage?
No, it was before the advantage and disadvantages.
Okay.
I thought Cyclone was going to be doing that because that would have been perfect.
Yeah, and with his bonus to hit, that definitely could have worked.
In page 65.
Here, attacking entangled characters. All right.
Oh, that's under escaping from tangles at the very last bit.
Are you in the?
Might be just looking at the Champions book and not the Heroes book.
Yeah. I think you're not looking at the.
Okay, never mind.
Well, no, those rules would apply too. It's just that the entangle rules are about 6 pages long.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So attacking entangled character. And that actually might be the reverse of what you're thinking, is attacking the entangle without damaging the character.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So like one of your allies trying to free you without hurting you?
Exactly. They take a -3 OCV. Yeah.
I love how all these things are set up. It's so dynamic.
Yep.
Yeah, like I think it's really I've used the ultimates before, but not in a proper team fight like this before, and they're really effective at what they're supposed to be, which is a bunch of crooks.
Yeah.
Right? Like, there are certain groups that are like, they're going to fight you and they're going to try and kill you and whatnot too. It's not really what the ultimates are about. They're mercs and they're generally hired to steal shit. And that's what makes them quite... I mean, they can be quite deadly if you stacked up, and we left out 2 of their allies, Thunderbolt and Orion. And both of those guys are kind of like just default kind of blaster types.
Yep.
And that would be... I didn't want to put 6 villains against you guys. And Binder is the leader of the Ultimates, so you've managed to capture the leader.
Well, he is the glue that holds them together.
You got it.
Most likely.
Yes.
Any other rules-related questions?
I think I'm good.
No.
Okay.
I may
Yeah.
draft up a power or 2 that I'm thinking of for his temporary ones and run them by you. Just make sure I did all the math right.
Yeah. Bukli, you
Those are
can
sorcerers.
deactivate your powers as well. If you turn your growth off, that should get your body and your max stun back down to normal, I think.
Over here looking at Cygnus with his 56 stun. I'm like, I only have 28. I'm a squishy guy.
Yes, you're a squishy guy.
I need to stop hitting myself.
Well, and Bukli goes, I think you have
Yourself.
40 to start, and then Bukli gets up to 52 once he's at max height.
Yeah.
Any other questions about or any insights into the fight? Actually, let me start removing these guys from the initiative order here.
I got a pretty good handle on Warlock stuff. How to assign everything. Range penalties.
I think the same for Bouclier. Taking a while to get used to this sheet, which fortunately does almost all the calculations for you. But
Yeah, it does a lot of the stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sometimes it's hard to remember than when it doesn't do one of the things because you're expecting it to do everything.
Yeah.
But I think it was good. I think it's certainly a much different fight than the first one that we did against, normal humans.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'll tell you, like the Slick and Binder were really the ones that made this challenging fight at all. Because Blackstar was having a hell of a time trying to find a way of being effective against you guys. And I think as soon as he hit Bouclier, he would likely realize, like, shit, I'm making things worse.
yes, yeah.
And Cyclone was just didn't have if he was focusing on Cygnus once again, that probably would have been pretty effective with him and Slick. But
the way he started the fight, though, he nailed Cygnus and Bouclier with his blast, and that delayed us just long enough for things
for them to get. Yeah, that's right. For them to get themselves into position.
I think Bouclier pretty big to start with, though.
Yeah.
So anything else you guys think you would have done differently in approaching these particular supervillains?
Yeah. And I would have just stayed invisible, snuck up near Binder, and just tried to mental control him. That would have been the... Try to lock down Slick with Binder, and then focused on Blackstar until he was out of the fight. And then Cyclone, and then... Yeah, that order.
Would you say, Dennis Bouclier?
Nothing else other than what I'd said. I mean, obviously, if Warlock had done that, then he wouldn't have had the whole thing of going to get stuck with him. But I still have a feeling he probably would have been the target for Binder for a while until one of his allies could take them out.
Yeah.
But then I think he would probably try to use his Intimidate first on maybe whoever looked like they were about to get away. Like once they started doing that, he would have tried to move and intimidate him, and then go to his punching if that didn't work.
What would you, Cygnus? Anything you would have done differently?
Yes, I would have had Jeff here. I mean, to me, and I think I've always this is one thing I really grokked with champions, is speed.
Yeah.
How important your initiative order is, and when you can act twice without an enemy in between, that's a very big advantage.
Yeah.
And you can blow through so much endurance.
Well, you can. Trust me, I am the poster child for that. But yeah, that to me is a really important thing. So that's, like I said, that would have been cool if Jeff was here and we could have done some of that, because that would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah. That's where I think each of you guys have that great thematic space that you kind of occupy, because the Warlock is an exceptionally gifted blaster in particular. So for crowd control and for just flat out damage, between the AP and the Befuddling Blast, it's a very effective combo. Cygnus has got the Gravitic Blast as well to have no normal defense thing, but you've also got a much more versatile selection of attacks.
He's got
Cygnus.
telekinesis. He can throw people around. I was like, I wish I could do that.
One, you guys haven't seen, let's see here, you've also got Black Hole Pulse, which is double knockback. So if you hit...
Yeah, and I was wondering if that would have maybe, if I should have, well, of course, we had the opportunity to. That was the big thing. But being able to target Slick with that and see how he
Slick
gets
was on,
knocked
yeah,
out.
so it's particularly effective against flyers. So if you could get somewhere where, in particular, like you're above Cyclone, if you hit him, the only way he's got is to go down, and if he hits someplace, he takes more damage as soon as he hits somewhere.
Yeah.
Whether it's but then also for like, Black Star knocking him back, the knockback resistance that you've got, Bouclier, too, is so fucking cool.
Yep, I like it.
And you've also got Weight of the Dark Star too. Shit. You can
that's the one area effect ability I had, and that's what I was kind of talking about earlier is, if we could get them kind of grouped a little bit, know, because it's an 8-meter radius. So that's a 16-meter circle.
And what it does is it suppresses DCV.
Right. Makes them easier to hit.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I mean, if I could go in and lay that on them, and then John can just do his Hellfire and Brimstone.
Yeah, that heal hits an area, so yeah.
Awesome.
Combining the dark, the gravity of a dark star, and then all of a sudden Hellfire.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Burn.
Awesome. Any other comments, guys, for your first fight? And I guess, first I'll let you respond to that. Any other insights or comments on your first couple of fights with the characters?
No. I just think that it's going to take some time to really understand how everything connects. I'm going to spend some time on the My Hero actual physical copy books, and then see if I can start to grok it a little more.
You guys did awesome. Like, you guys made great tactical decisions. No one made any errors on their, on their character. So, like, if you feel like there's still a lot more that you need to learn, Robert, it's worth noting. You guys did everything. I think everything you guys did try. The advantage that the Ultimates had over you is you didn't know what their abilities were.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, like, and I mean, some of your abilities, too, are quite evident of what they do. There's the big dude, so we know what not to let him do is get close to us. There's the flying blaster dude, so they took measures to lock that down after you were trying to start tagging guys. And Warlock's the mage guy. We don't know what that fucking guy does, so we need to stop him from doing anything. So that was their advantage, and the whole like just prevent you from taking actions. That's what this whole team is about.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So and I can't remember. Let me tell you what Orion and Thunderbolt I know does damage on attacks, because that's his whole shtick. He's like what do you call it? Cyclone. Oh, and he can control. He can control machines.
Oh, wonderful.
Cygnus. Jarvis, why are you turning against me?
Exactly. So there's that, and then Orion is kind of like he's got an interesting selection of. He's very similar to. I thought about using him as a counterpart to Cygnus, but because his powers are kind of similar to them. But Cyclone felt like more of a direct parallel for this fight, right? Where you got a kind of mass control dude in the form of Blastar. You got Cyclone, who's the sort of power suit dude. You got Slick, who's the super fast dude, and Binder, who's kind of the like crowd control, type dude, which is not quite your role, Warlock, but similar to that. He's also got an Entangle. So
yeah. Wonderful.
These motherfuckers. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I think Warlock's going to take some time and study and look at the possible powers that his enemies might have, and try to think of clever counters that don't cost a lot of points.
This is where like having skills in those kind of like that kind of knowledge or allies that you can draw on is a real advantage. for trying to learn what these folks are capable of. Would you fight them again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Got a grudge to
yeah,
settle.
for sure. It's just a question of, getting in that. Like I said, the initiative, speed, however you want to think of it, is so important.
Definitely.
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome. Great. So we're a half hour early, but I don't want to start another fight because we're not going to finish it. My second question was going to be, first off, if you had any other thoughts on it. Second one was going to be, are you ready to start the campaign now?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Hell yes. So then that's
Yes.
what we'll start with in 2 weeks' time. Is we'll start with a proper kickoff of the campaign where you guys are finding yourself on a new Earth, seemingly.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm interested in.
Yep.
Figuring out and exploring.
It's going to be a lot of fun. All right. Well, then, guys, I think that'll bring us to the end of our session. We're a little early for this, but unless you guys have any other questions or comments about this, your upcoming campaign here.
No, I think I'm good. I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Nice.
And to be honest, I like the combat and whatnot, but it's going to be nice to do some actual role play the next time. So
Yeah. Compared to the Savage Supers, I just like the system better almost.
yeah.
That's awesome to hear.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Yep. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Robert.
I was just going to say, because in spite of the us getting locked down, or two of us getting locked down for quite a while, it still felt less static, I guess, than Savage Supers did. Because in Savage Supers, it just felt like sometimes there just literally felt no way forward unless you really thought outside the box, and sometimes it's hard to do.
Or the dice exploded for you.
Yes, yeah. So.
Sorry, Will, you were going to say something too?
I was just going to say, I like the granularity.
Yep.
That's a me thing. It's always a balancing act of how much granularity do I want and how much can I actually handle at the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel this is maybe a little more granular, but it's sufficient.
Yes.
If this was a step beyond, it'd be too much.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure what would be a step beyond off the top of my head that's modern.
Yeah, like I have the absolute power books. I haven't really looked at the system per se. Of course, that's the follow on for what was called Silver Age Champions or Silver Age something.
Silver Age Sentinels?
Silver Age Sentinels, yeah. And of course, I also have Mutants and Masterminds, but that's a very I don't know if either one is more granular or crunchier than.
I would say this is more granular than Mutants and Masterminds. I had Silver Age Sentinels, but it was so long ago that I looked at it.
Silver Age Sentinels. Yeah, the thing with it is that because the thing I struggled with it was that there's no baseline for it. So because you're building everything from very abstracted powers, everything kind of felt like you do that to a degree in this game as well, but I feel more tangible connection to what between the narrative and the mechanics in this game than I do in that one. It just got a little too far beyond, and then I believe there was also a narrative metacurrency that played a pretty big role in it, so it kind of felt a little like it was a little too loose to feel like there was a tangible connection, while also being pretty crunchy in terms of building each power. They also only had 3 stats in it. So,
yeah, I remember the 3 stats. I do remember that.
Yeah, because it was the tri-stat system was what they called it. And then you would sort of have like cascade abilities that would go off of those. So if you had like your body could then also be like, if you wanted to be stronger, you could build your cascade strength up higher or whatnot. Yeah. And the Mutants and Masterminds book, and I believe the Authority book, both gave good examples for how to convert over from games like Mutants and Masterminds and Champions. Yeah. But it's Mutants and Masterminds, the adage is online is that it does 90% of what Hero does in 10% of the time. I don't think that's 100% true, but it's the damage save thing in that one that really just is because you have to make those damage saves all the time. It feels That's where I feel there's a disconnect for me, where I don't feel the purchase on the effect of the mechanics on the game. This, because I'm an old school player, maybe I can see the stun go down, I can see the endurance go down, I can see the body go down. I see the effect of your powers, you know. And
I like that level of granularity. I mean, to me, I think still overall, the ideal superhero game for me is still just the original Marvel TSR. I mean, that just, it does everything except Batman level well.
Yeah.
When you get to that level of, you know, Vigilante, Punisher, you know, that level, I don't think it does as well, but everything else models the comics the way I like to think about comics.
It doesn't.
That's the only thing I'd say about Champions. There's no narrative metacurrents.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's like, it's fun because they've added it in 5th edition. It was an optional thing, and this one it's kind of like a suggested optional thing for luck. But I figured we'd start playing without it just to see what.
No, that's fine. I just, you know, that's like I said, just thinking about the systems and stuff. I mean, this does a really good job of covering the whole spectrum.
Yeah, and like you make a lot of decisions into like what you're doing with your round, how you're supporting your combat levels and whatnot too. So it feels like there are games where there are times where like, okay, your dice are just betraying you for what you're doing, but I don't feel like you're making as many conscious decisions in terms of maneuvers and whatnot to get to that point, to have a mechanic that just also allows you to just, well, no, okay, I'm going to get this. I think that it takes away a little bit of the risk reward element in the decision making. So, which I mean, maybe we'll feel differently after we play, for if we have some, you know, dog shit roll sessions where you guys can't get a hit or whatever. But I don't know. It feels it's the fights have felt exciting without feeling unfair with the dice results. You know, maybe that's because you guys are hyper competent.
You definitely don't have that swinginess that you do a lot of times with like Savage Supers, because you're rolling so many dice, and so the more dice you roll, the more average.
Yeah,
you're
the bell
be.
curve is a lot smoother in this, for sure. For sure. Awesome. Yeah, this is great. I'm thrilled to hear that, guys, because I love Champions. It's my favorite superhero game. It is one of my, it's my second game I ever owned, so I've got just a nostalgic connection to it as well. And I think especially for an ongoing game, and we'll figure out how we're going to do XP as well. I might give you XP for these training sessions as well, so you get a little bit of like meaningful amount of XP you can play with. Right, going then and the thing with Champions characters is that like it's always been the thing where the character you build as a character you played and gained 100 XP is so much more interesting and diverse and more well-rounded than the character you build with an extra 100 XP or character points at the outset. So
yes, because you get to, you know, you're kind of basing it on what happened during a battle and where your weaknesses are. I'm sure.
Or what's happening in the fiction too, right? Like all the tropes in comics that you know, of like powers changing or whatever, or secondary mutations, like all that shit can happen in these games too. You know, extra training what you might choose to do with, if Buckley decides to, you know, make friend with a martial artist and decides to start picking up some kung fu shit for whatever reason, right? Or wrestling, because I mean, you are already, you know, locked into the awesome. Any last comments, guys? And before we
I guess you know, I don't want to go down a huge rabbit hole on this, but it's kind of a tangent. Have you ever thought about doing the hero system in the science fiction, like space hero, basically? So like a traveler type or
I know that. So Wayne, who posted GM Champions on the channel, he's running his traveler game using all the traveler setting stuff, but he uses hero because it's the system he and his group are most comfortable with. Okay. So I know he does that. There are optional rules that you can use to dial up the sort of the, you know, the more grounded combat. So like using hit locations, using armor that only covers certain locations, using killing weapons and things like that. Like those are ways where you can make street level or like more mortal characters more effective in combat. It's also like you don't engage them as much in a superhero game, but like there are also a lot of social oriented advantages, and they're not called advantages, but there's like talents and perks that you can buy, so you can use it with that as well. I've used it before for fantasy. I ran a Ravenloft campaign using like Hero System 4th edition, so the big blue book they call it, with the George Perez cover. I've used it for that. It was fucking awesome because all the different what do you call it? All the different maneuvers you can use in combat. It makes fighters much more interesting than they were at the time for AD&D characters. The downside is for using magic or things like that. Those rules are balanced for superheroes, not necessarily for emulating a D&D style game. You can do that. There's some really good rules for doing that in the Fantasy Hero thing, but Star Hero is the source book they put out for kind of sci-fi, generic sci-fi stuff. It's really good.
Yeah, I do have that.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, it's great. So I haven't used it. One thing that, like, I'm trying to restrain myself with this campaign so we can start playing with just a superhero thing, but like every time I watch a thing, like if I watch, Guardians, I'm like, we can go to fucking space with this game. This is fucking awesome because I've got great rules for it. And, because all the crazy, especially the sort of like Steve Englehart era West Coast Avengers stuff where they're going to space and they're going to fucking the past and they're in the old West and whatnot. Like that's the kind of stuff that this game I think could do really fucking well. Or going to Skartaris, right? Like whatever the equivalent of Skartaris is, where we've got magic and monsters and shit like that. Or I think it's called Oddworld in, or one of them is called Oddworld in Marvel. So like, there's just an enormous, the cool thing with North American superhero comic stuff is that it is a genre blend setting. So we've got tons of different things. It's just, I got a little carried away with throwing a bunch of potential options in last time. I want to give you guys at least a year of solid, focused superhero stuff. You guys, getting involved with slow burning plots that are more character focused, and also the collective mystery of like, why the fuck are you suddenly on this other Earth? Because you guys remember being in BC last and talking about finding those tracks from what seemed to be a Sasquatch when you were on the run because it seemed that Mind Warp let a supervillain robot go. Well, now you're here. And also, this is Mind Warp's original Earth, or it seems to be at least. So how does that play into what each of you is going to be, dealing with?
No, I wasn't at all suggesting that you, add sci-fi elements to this. I was just curious.
I totally will. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I love. Oh God, like the. I when I was home for the holidays, I read a bunch of omnibuses. Like I had a bunch of things that I'd bought and not had a time to read, so I just sat outside and read all day. And the one that really got me thinking about the campaign more was the Mark Grunwald Captain America run, and it's the issues from like 85 to 87, I think, is the first omnibus. And then actually, this afternoon, because I got the afternoon off now, I'm going to read the second omnibus today. But it is such a good, like, it's such a good example of how you could run an ongoing superhero campaign where it's, there are small things that are introduced over a long term that have consequence, but also there's the individual issues or, 2-issue things where, you fought Madcap and you lost, and then you sort of recollect yourself, and then you go on and deal with Madcap. And in the course of doing that, you learn a little bit about what's going on with the Serpent Society. But then you got another problem that you got to deal with, and I think that could be a really, really fun way of, and where Champions in particular would do a good job of modeling that kind of stuff. Where if you lose a fight in Savage Supers, you're dying, which is definitely thematic for certain kinds of things, but like, and you can introduce genre conventions to allow you to automatically stabilize and stuff, but like, this game doesn't have to do that. It's designed to be a superhero simulator. So we can rely that if you get knocked out, you're going to be able to get that second wind. Like, it was great, like Warlock knocking himself out, but he's only down by 1. So every phase he has, he gets to get a recovery.
Yep.
You know, so even though you're knocked out, it's not like the one of the reasons why like combat is so much fun in D&D 4th edition is that back and forth, right? That ebb and flow of like, oh, we got the shit kicked out of us, but we need to catch our breath and then come back. That has always been the thing that I loved about Champions, is that if you can catch your breath, okay, we're ready to go. Come on, you know, and get yourself back in. That feels very super heroic, and it's also, it lends a mechanical tempo to the fight that you don't get in a lot of other games. If you don't have that ability to heal and get yourself back up and then get going, that is a mechanical tempo that adds a bit of like a roller coaster element to the fight. You know, it's to be honest, this is a non sequitur, but it's one of the reasons why one of the changes from the 2024-2025 D&D 5th edition D&D that I love is that healing is a lot more effective now. So it adds, you can have that great tempo of like the hero who does the healing shit, boom, has a big impact on that, and you're like, okay, now we're ready to go again.
Yep.
So yeah. Anyway, I could talk about once again, we're almost using up the rest of the session just gushing about Champions. I am thrilled that you guys are enjoying these versions of the heroes too. I'm super excited for what I've got planned for and what you guys are going to do in the coming campaign. Any closing thoughts?
I think I'm good other than that.
Bring it on.
Nice. I will tell you, we've used now 5 villains so far out of my 3 books of villains. So we have so much great stuff for you to fight. But I mean, the last thing I'll say that I also know from the Grunwald run, you care about the villains almost as much as you care about the heroes, because you have a good idea of like of why they're doing what they're doing. And I'm hoping to have some element of that in here, so that you guys will have some kind of connection, whether it is, God, I hate that guy, I can't wait to murder him, or like,
Black Paladin. Man,
quit fucking around. Like, you know, the stuff, because there's a great full spectrum of those types of heroes and villains in here, where there are the, you know, Sandman type reluctant villains in Spider-Man, and there's the full-on Norman Osborn's that are just like, but even Norman Osborn has got, you know, it's mental illness that is driving a lot of what he's doing. So there's there's an element of humanity there too. So, and they very much capture that with the villains in this too. Some are unrepentant bastards, like Black Paladin.
As long as we can get away from those Wendigos.
Yeah, no Wendigos in this one, although there is a villain. So in the default setting, there is, in the history of this Earth, an age that is kind of like a sword sorcery setting that is after what was a high fantasy setting. So there were at one point elves and dwarves and whatever else. That age ended because of a villain named Tacophanes. Tacophanes is a supervillain sorcerer in this setting. So he is a guy who has brought ruin to 2 different ages on this planet. Yeah. So he is I introduced a character called Ninzaket, the Queen of Endings, or so, I can't remember what her thing was. She was basically based on Tacophanes because
that was in our last the other game, right? The Prison Break. Yeah, she freaked me out.
Yeah. Well, that's what Tacophanes is like. Tacophanes is based on Kulan Gath, who's a character from Marvel, who like started in Conan comics, and then Chris Claremont liked the character so much he brought him into X-Men. So it's the, like, you know, incredibly powerful sorcerer from another time type thing. Yeah, there's so many good villains in this one. Anyway, any last comments, guys, before we wrap things up and go on our way? I'm so excited to start playing this. So yeah, and I'm glad to hear you're excited for more role-playing opportunities, because that's one of the things I really want to lean into in this.
Great.
Fabulous. Then, guys, for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining us for our final issue 0 of our Guard campaign. The training wheels are off. Our heroes will be facing full-on threats from the villains of the Champions universe in 2 weeks' time. But if, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the game, or our upcoming campaign, or continued campaign, please don't hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. There's also a link down below to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where all of us are active, and we have a channel dedicated to champions, where I have posted the character sheets from our Guardians over there in the hero format. There's also channels there for other campaigns we run on the channel, other games, virtual tabletop chat, GM discussion, find a group. There's a terrific, helpful, knowledgeable, and friendly community over there. You're more than welcome to join us. There's also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs in North America. Not only do they have an incredible selection of new role-playing games, board games, and card games, they have an unmatched selection of hard-to-find and out-of-print RPGs. If they don't have something in stock in their extensive catalog, you can put it on a want list, and they'll send you an email when it comes in. And if you make a purchase of $10 or more through their website, be sure to enter the code NOBLEMUSER, all caps, all one word. It is in the description of the video. It'll save you 10% on any purchase. And at the time of recording, they have their free shipping special going on. They often have free shipping in the continental United States, but they have currently their special for free shipping once you purchase a certain threshold, for international as well, too, which is quite nice, because depending on where you are in the world, that can get quite pricey. Even Canada can get pricey sometimes with those larger shipments. That discount code will change as of October 15, 2025. So if you're listening to this after that time, come back to one of our more recent videos and we'll have the current discount code listed there. The last thing I will say is an enormous thank you to our stalwart Guardians. So Will, John, and Robert, thank you so much for joining me back at the table today. You know, the other thing, I know I said we'll wrap up and when we're done, our fight with that supervillain team only took a little more than an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, like, as far as having time in a 3-hour session to have a good big fight, but also do role-playing shit, like, that's pretty good.
Yep.
So...
Would have been shorter if we wouldn't have been binded down.
Yes.
Yeah, you're right, John. If they had been focusing their fire on you guys, that probably would have ended a lot faster. I will do that next time. Which of course means you're going to sneak up on them and mind whammy binder instead. So,
I'm going to try to be more. I think I got a little bit more impatient. I should have kept invisibility on and blasted. So.
Yep.
No, and it's, you know what, like, this is the way these things, again, it felt very comic booky, you know. If you look at those original Spider-Man comics, more often than not, it's him getting his ass kicked, figuring out what the villain is doing, and then going back and defeating him, having learned what their things are, right? So, like, that really, really fits. But we'll be back in 2 weeks' time to properly kick off this campaign with our issue 1. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours to take your mind off the troubles of our world and think about the troubles that our stalwart members of the Guard are taking up arms in the eternal fight against evil. And until we see you again, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.